You think you know me?
Hey folks, welcome to my channel. Just did a ride earlier on the Super Scout. I really liked it. You can tell the difference between first gen, second gen, and that. I'm really interested to see how the 101 Scout rides now with the better suspension. I don't believe anything on this was carried over, maybe the swing arm, but I'm going to throw my leg over this for the next ride. You can see where you can adjust the compression on here on both sides. I love the paint on these. They have a white one too. The white has the metallic in it. I believe the bars are a little bit higher on this than what the Super Scout had that I had earlier. That just had the standard bars on it, so I want to see what the seat feels like on this and the positioning. Like I said, I sat in one before and that was kind of a little bit more lean forward, but I was doing that too on the Super Scout. Like I said, I'd have to make some adjustments with some aftermarket bars and stuff on it, but let's check this out. Alright, first thing I'm going to notice on this, I started this up. This feels like it's got a little bit more of a rumble to it, and I know really the only difference in the engine's going to be the tune. And it's only like 6 horsepower difference, so go to the ride command stuff. That takes a little bit for that to get up there. This is in sport mode right now. I'm going to go ahead and put it in standard mode just to start off. So I finished off in standard mode. Of course, you can adjust the everything on it. So, and of course, I kind of like this. This has your gauges and everything. 104 temp. Has all the good stuff on it. Like the other one, it's got navigation. I'm just going to go with the standard gauges for now. I kind of talked about it. It's got tire pressure gauges on it too. This feels like it's got a little bit more rumble to it though. I do have to get used to these, mirrors being down underneath like this. I've never ridden a bike with the bars down underneath. Positioning wise, I feel like I am leaning a little bit more forward. Not really that much different, honestly. Seat feels like it's really going to hold your ass in there. It's not like the bobber seat on the Scouts that I've tried out in the past. And of course, my 60, when I first got that, I felt like I was going to slide off that stock seat. So, but yeah, I got to get these adjusted. Let's get out on the road and see how this 101 feels compared to the other models. I'm in standard mode. Like I said, I didn't want to start out in sport mode this time. Yeah, it's different riding position. Still only in second gear. Standard mode doesn't pull too bad. This thing is so smooth. It does feel a little different, the 101 compared to the Sport Scout, Super Scout. Oh my god, I'm going to be doing that like 100 times today. I'm going to tell you the difference between the two fairings is huge. I definitely like the windshield that was on the Super Scout better. This is really not doing nothing for me at all. I don't know. I'm going to say right now my back is not liking this positioning. I'm not a hunched over rider, you know, unless I'm trying to duck wind underneath. But again, like I would probably have to have different handlebars and raise this up. I love the color on this. Front suspension, if you notice too, is adjustable. You can see that on camera, so you can adjust your suspension on this. I haven't played with the suspension on this bike at all, so I'm just going by whatever they have right now. It would be interesting if they had something on the screen at some later time that you could adjust. But based on this short little bit of a ride we've done right now, I really don't like this riding position. Being a 51-year-old Gen Xer, I've always been kind of a cruiser guy. This is not a horrible bike, don't get me wrong. This is not talking this bike down at all. But, and of course I got to get used to having another gear. I don't really need it though. This thing is smooth. It's cruising at less than 3,000 RPMs right now in 5th gear. I would have to see. My back's got a weird arch to it. I'm 6'1", like 242, so I'm not really a small guy. My leg positioning is about the same as the Super Scout though. It feels about the same. This bike again is still pretty smooth though. My arms are stuck way out in front of me and I don't like the lean of it. So I can't even really say it's the seats problem. I think it's more or less the handlebars being forward on it, but that's what this bike is intended to be, a sportier feel. All right, I switched back to the sport mode when we were at the stoplight waiting for traffic. I want to feel this thing pull. This seat is definitely going to hold you in if you do jump on the gas a little bit. Say very smooth. It's just I need to be more upright. I think I could deal with this seat if I had taller handlebars. Like if I'm up here like this, I think this would be a lot better than where we're at right now. I just need to be more upright. My legs feel, like I said, my legs feel like they're in the same position. The bike still feels about the same. I'm not noticing anything different as far as the ride on this with the suspension. Again though, we're on some pretty smooth roads. I haven't had a chance to really turn this thing into a curve or nothing yet, or go over any bad potholes. Let's say I take this thing back to Northeast and go over some of the train tracks. That's really how you test these suspensions out. Again though, the seat, honestly, the seat's not bad. It's just these bars being so far forward. I could buy this and then switch the windshield and put the headlight on here, and the bags would change over too. You could put the bags from the Super Scout on here. I don't know, I like this bike. I definitely need to change the positioning on it though. This is an Indian Demo Days ride at Maddie's of Hamburg. I really like their dealership. They just opened that dealership up last year. They own several in the Finger Lakes region. Man, I want to get on this thing. He's on the Super Chief, I think. This section of the road's a little curvier. It wasn't bad earlier. It's not like taking the tail of the dragon or nothing, but these bikes are lighter now too. I kind of noticed a little bit lighter, but not that the Scouts were heavy to begin with for a cruiser. What's very much surprised me when they went to the steel frame, and I understand their thought would be in the easier to modify, easier for aftermarket people to work with. Alright, here's some bumps. Not bad. Not horrible bumps though. Come on, people. I feel like the shifts on these are smoother than my 60 had. I've never had issues with shifting on that, but these feel a little bit smoother now. They kind of more positive of a click, I guess. Like mine, it's always shifted well, but this feels like it's a real more, I don't know, more positive click into gear. Again, my bike's got 54,000 on it, so who knows? It's been well cared for, but I would take one of these. Again, I don't know if I would change the seat or not. I think I would change the bars for sure, though. I'll say this thing, when we're sitting at a stop sign or stoplight, it has a little bit more of a shake to it. I don't know. I didn't notice that on the other Scout, the Super Scout earlier. I don't know if that has something to do with the tuning or what, because I know they only tune for like 5 horsepower more or something like that, but like I said, it does have a little bit more of a shake to it while we're sitting. Who knows? I don't think that would make that much of a difference with 5 horsepower, but maybe they do that on purpose. I don't know. Sometimes they do that stuff just for feel. Give the bike more of a sportier muscle bike feel. The biggest thing with this ride today, I really would have liked to got on the highway with one of these bikes. I'm sure I could come back up here and do a demo ride. Maddie's let me take out a Chief Bobber, like I said, the first time I came up here. I want to take one of these out. At least one of the Scouts. Any of them. I just want to see like RPM wise what they do, and like we really haven't hit anything other than 40-45 mile an hour roads, so I really want to see how these things are on the highway, like over long term. I don't think I'd take this one out on the highway long term, but again, like the Super Scout that I took out earlier, for the most part I just a few changes on that and I think I could be right back out on the highway with it, take a trip. I want to try the cruise control out too. I want to compare that to my cruise control that I had in my 60, the MC Cruise. I want to see how it feels, you know. And I can't get used to these mirrors. I keep looking over to see the people riding behind me. It's not my normal positioning. Again, I don't notice a difference on the upgraded suspension as far as these normal roads. The other thing is too, if you don't want to use the touchscreen, you could toggle with this switch on the right hand side too. It takes you through all that stuff, so pretty much the same. Depends on your preference. Man, I wish these people would lean into these corners a little bit more. You get to the corners and they kind of like slow down and then gun it out of the corner. I'd rather just do a normal lean into the corner and go, so I can actually test this. See, now that wasn't bad. That little stretch back there, this suspension, you kind of eats it up a little bit more. Bike is smooth all around though. Just say, I don't notice a huge difference in power between the two. Like I said, it's only 6 horsepower between the 101 and the rest of the models. And again, the dealerships can do that tune for you. Not sure how much, probably not worth it. Probably better off just getting yourself a PV3 or 4 or whatever they're at now. All in all, I do like the bike, just not the positioning of the ride. But again, that's somebody else coming from a sport bike might like this style a little bit more than the Super Scout or one of the regular classic Scouts or whatever normal upright cruiser style. Not bad. That freaking guy behind me kind of tried to cut in front of me when I was trying to do this, but it didn't work. I want to really get on this thing. I guess I'm gonna have to come out and try one out sometime without being in a slow group. I don't know, I want to test the actual power on this thing. I want to go finishing up my ride on the 101. Not a bad bike. If you're more into the sportier position, this is pretty good. This would be a good bike to change over from like a sport bike style. Not quite as much as that, but for somebody that likes to tour and do long highway rides, this is not the bike for me.